guys, welcome to another video on my channel. In today's video we're going to be looking at my first online race on Assetto Corsa on the PC version. So obviously I've raced quite a lot on the PS4 version, but I've not really done much on the PC version at all. I think I've done one lobby other than this, which was just the 2 people in the lobby. So this is my first full, reasonably full lobby that I've been in. As you can see, the grid's quite full. We've got I think there's about 15 people, 16 people, maybe more in the lobby. I can't really see. I can't really remember exactly how many were in the race, but it was quite a full lobby, and it was my first race. And you can see there, one thing I'm struggling with is the starts on the PC version. A really poor start again. Anyone got any tips for me on the PC version? Let me know, because I don't know what's going on. I get a rubbish start, but as you can see, the guy there literally just drives straight off the track to get himself into the lead, which I was a bit annoyed about. And I was even more annoyed about the way he drove throughout the race, to be honest, but we'll get onto that now. Other than that, must say the PC racing online is much better. The cleanliness, everyone is so much more respectful. The quality of the driving as well is really high, much higher than on console. As you can see there, he ran off, he braked late, I braked a bit earlier, got on the power really early, nearly lost the back end, but just held the power down with counter steering, managed to keep it on the track and managed to get me first place back there with some really good driving. I'm really impressed with myself for holding that back end then. I thought I was going to lose it, but then I got hit from the rear by the guy in second place, which really goes, I mean, he wasn't dirty, but there was a few instances like that, and there was actually a very dirty incident which we'll get to later on in the video. So we've got damage on our rear, as you've seen then from the get-go, so a bit annoyed. We were probably maybe a tenth or two off our pace, but it wasn't massive damage. It was just type of damage that's just going to lose you a little bit of stability at the rear, and maybe a tenth or two through the race. But you see straight away the quality of the drivers on the PC is just so much higher. Every lobby I've been in so far, there's been basically someone very fast in the lobby, at least 1 or 2 people that have given me a really good race, and it's gonna give me some really good footage from YouTube that I cannot wait to get to you guys. I've got another race as well, which was a good race, which we'll probably upload at some point after we've done a couple more setup videos. Just trying to get all these backlog of videos out to yourselves. You can see now we're still in first place, holding the lead there down the straight now. Seem to have got a slightly better exit from that corner than the guy in second, but if you look in the mirror, just keep an eye on what he does through every corner. It's a really wrong what I noticed he was doing. He was going off the track, as you can see there, outside the margins of the track, and gaining himself better exit, but it wasn't working out for him every time, because I still like to take the normal line and just drive on the track. I will not abuse track limits like this guy was. It was every lap he was basically trying to go outside the track limits. Again, he's out wide there, trying to cut the angle in to cut back, but I prefer the inside line anyway. Most people that see my videos, you'll see I take quite a tight line into the corners anyway, and that's how I drive, so I stay within the limits anyway. And I don't like making up parts of the track that are not there by driving well outside the white lines. As long as you're keeping them left, 4 wheels in most of the time. You do have instances where you're going to make mistakes, you're going to run wide, especially for example this corner up here. You're going to have times when you do run wide on these 2 right-handers, as they're off camber and they're hard corners to get right, but we're maintaining our lead nicely. But he's right on our tails. I mean, he's run wide again there, but I think we ran wide a couple of times there. But it's a great race, great battle. You see there's still as well, behind us 2, there is 2 or 3 more cars having a great battle behind that. It's probably the first race I've had where there wasn't really any crashes on the first corner from all my online races on Assetto Corsa, but it's my first race on PC. And I have to say that I think I've done 3 races now online on Assetto Corsa after this one. I did another 2, and not one of them have had really any crashes on the first corners. It's just a different quality on the PC for the quality of drivers, and I think that's what you expect really, because it's mainly people that have invested a lot of money in simulation setups, etc., that race on PCs, and the majority of these guys are probably on a wheel. I very much doubt any of the PC guys are on a pad, whereas you go on console and you're going to get a lot of drivers that just don't care, kids that have got the game, and they'll just deliberately take you out in the first corner, etc. But this is really good fun now. I mean, I'm excited to maybe look at some league racing, because there is a kind of private lobby system on the PC version, so we can do some league racing if I decide to do it. It just depends on time. I don't get too much time for league racing anymore, so we may just look at just doing these online races as well, because to be honest, the competition is that good in an online lobby. You pretty much, it's like a league race. I mean, obviously you've not got 16, 20 people that are as fast, but there's at least 3 or 4 guys that have got good speed in every lobby I've been in so far, and it's really enjoyable. He's run wide again on that corner. It's a growing thing. If you would have watched on that turn 2, he did it on that lap as well. He even does it sometimes on turn 1. He goes wide out the track to try and get a better exit on the corner, and I don't like that. In my view, it's cheating. He's done it there. He's gone wide of the lines to give himself more speed down the straight, but it's not working for him every time. Sometimes he's basically costing himself time in my view, but other times he's gaining quite a bit. But he's clearly not happy with the fact that he's in second place. But you can see again here, see if he does it again in the mirror. See, he's gone wide, completely outside the track mark. He's actually passed the green Astro on the left to give himself a better exit, but we're keeping our car fully in the lines and keeping ahead. Pretty safe at this point. No real mistakes have come about so far. We didn't really have a brilliant setup on the car at this point. It was very early. I was trying to use the online race to try and tune the setup, so the car's not running at its best. We've actually got it down to a setup that should get this into the 1:30s if you've got the grippy track on. If it's a 99% track or 100% track, you will get into the 30.8s or 9s with the setup that I'm currently running. It might need a few other alterations that I've learned from a different track, which I found out by basically getting the power where I was struggling to get the power on through the corners, which I'm going to try and implement into this setup for the mainly the last corner. So having difficulties, you can see I was losing so much time to the guy in second through this corner. As you can see, I mean, one of the reasons was I kept running onto that curb and I couldn't get on the power early enough, but I felt like I was losing a bit there. But we got a bit of a gap to the second place guy now. We built up a little bit of an advantage. We had a nice little couple of laps on. But this corner here, he's running wide every time there and carrying so much more speed through that corner. You can see there, he manages to gain a little bit there. It might only be 2 tenths, etc. But in my view, it's kind of cheating. You know, you've got the track limits there that they're clearly there. Just don't abuse them. I know that the game should really do it for you. I mean, let's see again in the mirror on this corner. Yeah, he's completely over outside the track, past the green AstroTurf. Again, abusing the track limits. It's quite frustrating that the game allows that. In my view, that should be picked up on and not allowed, because that is a clear exploit of the track limits. You do that in real life in a race, and I'm pretty sure that you'd be getting some sort of warning or disqualification. Anyway, you can see there, we've managed to keep it together there. He's made a slight, it looks like he might have ran a bit wide on that corner. He seems to take a wide line through that corner. I don't know why he does it, whether he thinks he's going to get more speed, but it's definitely faster on the inside in my view. So we've got nice, comfortable. We're actually building up a bit of a lead at this point, but I don't know if it's this lap I made a really horrible mistake on. Yeah, I got on the power too soon, nearly lost the back end. We lost, I think, a bit of time there, as you can see on the Delta. We went into red. Let's have a little look at that from within the steering wheel and show you that how much opposite lock I had to really. I'm not just saying that was. I had to be really quick on the reactions on that one. I thought that car was about to go. If you have a look on the replay now, we'll slow-mo the replay down, and we'll see how the rear end, it might not show it so much on this replay, but it was really going loose. You can see it there, the back end's going, and it swung back so fast I had to literally just get off the throttle and then back on the throttle as fast as I could to save that. And I was literally, that was a heart in the mouth moment. Considering it was my first race, I did not want to crash on my first race online on the PC. Anyway, we get back to the action. We've lost a bit of time there, momentum. I think the tyres had heated up slightly, and I just lost a bit of my rhythm, and he caught right back up to us at this point, which I was really annoyed about, because I was starting to just drop him a bit. I was starting to maybe gain about 2-3 tenths on him every lap, and it just put me back into the position where I was concentrating on the mirror rather than on the track. And as soon as you do that, you start losing time, I find. But again, he's completely outside the lines on turn 1, and I think it's just a thing that he's just basically doing every single lap. He's just abusing the track limits. I know there are some lobbies that are run by certain people, and I think if they're picked up on doing that constantly, they'll get banned from the lobbies. But you see again, he's completely outside. I mean, that is just, look how far out he literally went completely outside the white lines then. Annoyingly, he left the lobby before the race ended, so I actually got the win anyway. But I don't know if he was going to get some sort of penalty for it, because someone said something in the lobby about it. Whether he did or he was going to, but he left the lobby, and you can't go inside his car on the replay. You can only see it on my replay. But I mean, you can still see that he's clearly doing it, and he's gaining him time, 100% gaining him a bit of time, because he's getting a lot of exit speed on some of the corners from doing it. But we were keeping it in the margins, and still I think we were safe. I don't really think we had any issues with whether we were going to be able to hold the position. So he tried to take a tighter line there, but I managed to take a wide line and get a better exit than him. But annoyingly now I was put on the back foot because how close he'd got through doing these exploits and that stupid mistake I made. It was basically giving me, it was making my life hard because I couldn't really concentrate on putting the lap times in. I was always looking in the mirror trying to make sure I'm defensive as need be. And again on this last corner, I think he nailed his exit through doing that exploit. I'm not sure how much he did it, but we'll have a look now in the mirror and see how far. Yeah, he's gone completely out again. And we caught the curb slightly there. We didn't really get the best exit from that corner, but still, I think we would have been safe. But what he did here now really did frustrate me and annoy me. We'll look at it properly on the replay in a minute. As I'm going down here, I leave him plenty of room on the left now because he whacked me on the side deliberately, considering he was normally going over to that left-hand side. And it's because of that I've lost my braking point. I couldn't stop the car in time, and he's took the win because he wanted the win on the last lap. It's pretty disgusting, to be honest. If you watch now, he was normally going over to the left and going outside the track on the left, which is what he was doing every single lap, apart from the last lap where he completely turned the opposite way and he just barged into me. Barged my car, meaning I had no braking, and the only reason he did that was because he knew that he couldn't get past me on that corner, because every time he was trying to do that move, I was getting a better exit by taking the tighter line. It was really frustrating, but you know, it's something I can't change. If there's people like that want to win at no cost, and it's a bit annoying, but I'll let you guys see anyway. His name will be on the footage at the end if anyone wants to see, if they want to make sure he doesn't race in their lobbies, because you don't want people like that in your lobbies. I mean, it's annoying though because he was a fast racer and he was reasonably clean on the track, but that was deliberate, and it shows up even more on a different replay, which we'll show you after the race is finished, how bad it was. I mean, he was normally driving off the track on the left and he clearly just turned right and barged into the side of the car because he knew at the braking point there, if you do that to someone, they're not going to stop the car because it unsettles the car. I'm surprised I actually got the car stopped enough to get back on the track as fast as it did, but again, it's the type of thing that happens a lot of the time on consoles, so I was used to it, but it frustrated me a lot and I got a bit wound up and started driving a little bit aggressive. I had extra damage on the car, obviously, from where he'd done that, and he'd already damaged my car from the lap one anyway, but he exited the lobby before the server finished anyway. So you can see when I go through to the results, it's a guy on the top. I actually sent a message to him, but he exited as soon as I sent that, so he clearly knew what he was doing. It was a deliberate act in my view. We have a little look again on the replay now, as you can see what he did. You can see completely, but look how bad it was. He literally just drove straight into me to stop me from accelerating. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed my first race in an online PC lobby, and I'll be back with more videos soon. Thanks again for watching.